Is it fair to stop people's benefits if they turn down work? It's time for the second of tonight's head-to-head. Well, Reform UK launched their election contract with the people, didn't they, yesterday, and a crackdown on Britain's bloated benefit system is high on their priority list.
And we want to make it clear that for people that they thought to be fit and able-bodied once, they've had 2 offers of a job. If they don't take one of those jobs, they lose their benefits, and I think again that is something that working people would agree with.
Reformer pledging to withdraw access to benefits from any job seeker who turns down 2 offers of a job, or somebody who fails to find work within 4 months. They say that it would save $15 billion a year, get 2 million people back into work. In our benefits culture in Britain is a massive economic problem. We currently have 1.58 million people claiming benefits for being out of work, with more than 500,000 Brits aged 16 to 24 unemployed. Meanwhile, there are more than 900,000 job vacancies in the UK right now, and across the entire benefit system more than £8 billion was lost last year alone due to benefits fraud and errors. So tonight I am asking, is it fair to stop benefits for people who turn down work? Going head-to-head on this now are author and broadcaster Amy Nell, entrepreneur and businessman as well, Mike Green. Love both of you. Thank you very much. Great to have you on the show, Mike. I'll start with you. Is it fair then if someone turns down 2 job offers to just get rid of the benefits?
Absolutely, completely. I mean, for decades now every party have been saying if you can work and won't work, you won't get any benefits, but none of them have had the courage to actually make that happen. And it's about time. These aren't people that are ill, these aren't people that are caring, these are all people that are supposedly fit and able for work, but they don't want to work. They're supposedly a job seeker. Now I, in my 20s, was made redundant, had no work. I did a night shift filling shelves because I needed to do something to get me over. I didn't contemplate signing on, scamming the taxpayer, and it's just a real insult to taxpayers that these people can get away with it all right.
Amy, look, something needs to be done about this, and think people maybe just need a rocket up the backside, do they?
Well, I don't know. I've always thought that the welfare state is supposed to be there to support us when we're a safety net for our times of need that any one of us might need at some point in our lives, and I didn't think it was there to be used as a means for punishment. Mike mentioned night shifts there, so let's take an example of a person. So a woman in her 40s, she's recently got divorced, she's got a disabled son she's caring for, and she's got an elderly mother now. If that woman, say, gets offered a job in night shift factory and then another job 20 miles away in uncommit distance, she can't accept those jobs. So what's she going to do under this policy? I think this policy is just mean and unworkable, really, and it won't solve the problem, because to solve the problem you've got to look at what's driving this economic inactivity, and generally is ill health, caregiving, students, retired people, incentivized people, but not many lazy people.
Okay, I get that. Look, you are absolutely right to point the gaping concern in this for lots of people will be if you are offered 2 jobs that you can't get to, right? And there will be people for whom this applies, especially in rural areas. It's not a work from home job you're going to, and there will be those people who I think are at risk potentially of falling through the cracks in this policy. But I do think though the flip side of it, Mike, is we can't always just drill down to the lowest common denominator in every single policy, and at the moment, the British taxpayer is paying at least £8 billion a year in benefits fraud. For goodness sake, that's before we've just gone to people who genuinely cannot be bothered to go the ye backside.
I look, Amy, what I agree with you on is the welfare society is to look after people who can't work, who are maybe needing that extra care, and I fully support that. If we took everybody who's out of work of adult age, we're talking about 11 million people. We're not talking about those people who are retired, those people who are ill, those people who can't work for whatever reasons that they're carrying. We're talking about the 1.5 million who have no good excuse not to work. And, not to contribute, and the fact is the numbers don't add up. If we've got 25% of our working age population not working, and then we've got people below the age of 20 who have got to be supported, people over the age of 6,570 have got to be supported. The reality is we've got more people that are dependents than are contributors in our society. It just doesn't add up.
Amy, you are really right, that it doesn't add up, and because, I think reform we talking about, well, they would keep quoting the 9 million economically inactive people, which sounds very scary because it does include all the people that I mentioned earlier, the caregivers, the retired, the students, the ill. But when you take the 1.5 million that you voted, well, currently the only about 1 million job vacancies, and I think your chance of getting a job is 1 in 41. And when I had to look on the list of jobs available at the moment, there were only 5 remote ones. So what's the chances of those jobs being conveniently located and conven and matching your skill?
Is that not a sense of entitlement? I get it, I get what you're saying, Amy. But you know, people, is this not the problem? The people, especially young people, they're waiting for the perfect job to fall into their lap, aren't they? They don't want to actually do the hard graft that has to be done, possibly for low wages, just to get on in life, and people might need to accept that, okay? You could get one payoff from the state to sit on your backside and smoke roll-ups and drink a strong cider every single day, or you could get up, you could go to work, maybe start on a lower salary, have a purpose in life, and dare I say, impress your manager and be running the gaff within 20 years' time.
I think that's a massive insult to people who are out of work, really. And if you look at what I've said, which is driving these unemployment figures in this economic inactivity, because to have 9 million people out of the economy is damaging, so we need to get those people back into work. But what's driving that? It's people who are sick, it's people that are caring. And what would create jobs? Affordable childcare, £1 billion benefit fraud last year's that creates jobs and incentivizes work. So many would want to work in that industry.
Our benefits fraud is so bad that an entire town in Bulgaria managed to turn itself into something resembling Las Vegas the other year as a result of it. £8 billion worth of benefit fraud. I mean, does need to be done about that, Mick. But you know, what would you say to people who legitimately say there are going to be people who would risk having all their benefits stopped? So you know, is Nigel Farage really going to lot people in the a single mom? And say, all right, you turn down 2 jobs, you're out on the street.
Patrick, my mom was a single mom with 5 kids. Do you know what she'd put us to bed? She would then do piecework sewing clothing. Through the night she wasn't work shy, she wasn't lazy, she got off her bat and did some work. We're not talking about those that can't work, we're talking about those that are deemed to be of workable age, deemed to be healthy enough to do it, who are supposedly job seekers, and they've gone for 2 jobs or been offered 2 jobs and they don't take one. If those lazy work-shy ones were to get to work and start contributing, and start paying taxes, we could probably do more for people do have to care, they can't look after themselves and need some extra welfare support.
I would kind of agree with you, but I think you're using quite a blunt instrument. We want the conclusion, whereas I would say you need guidance, support, training, rather than just saying sorry your benefits are cut off, which we've seen through the naughties with the PIT payment scandals. We've seen what happens when the Department of Work and Pensions tries schemes like this benefit. Sanctions don't work, they push people into poverty, and guess what's really expensive to deal with poverty?
Okay, look, both of you, thank you very much. Good stuff. That's author and broadcaster Nigel Turner, entrepreneur and businessman Mike Green. It's about mindset shift there, isn't it? I think. Thanks for watching this video.